Adaptation. Adaptation can simply be defined as the structures that possessed by an organism that enable it to survive in its environment. But in a broader sense, adaptation can be defined as the structural, behavioral, and physiological dispositions of an organism that enable it to survive in its environment or to carry out its functions or activities. Now, it is time for us now to go through some questions to see how organisms are structurally, behaviorally, and physiologically adapted to their various functions or habitats. Examples to adaptation to aquatic habitat. Example 1. Which of these structures does not adapt a fish to aquatic habitat? A. Possession of mouth. B. Possession of lateral lines. C. Possession of swim bladder. D. Possession of gills. What does the mouth help the fish to do in the water that will not help it to do it on land? That is the question for option A. Option B. Possession of lateral line. The lateral line enables the fish to detect danger in form of vibration. Any movement in the water detects it with this structure, lateral line. C. Possession of swim bladder. The swim bladder makes the fish to control its body density, not to be buoyant in the water or to sink down in the water. Depends on what it wants to do. It uses this swim bladder for buoyancy in the water. Then position of gills. With the gills, it's able to carry out respiration inside the water. Without the gills, fish cannot take in oxygen and survive. And so, the one that is not adapting fish to water only is possession of mouth, which is used for feeding. So, answer is A, possession of mouth. Question 2. Which of these features most adapt fishes to survive in water? A. Streamlined body. B. Powerful tail. C. Gills. D. Nostrils. Take note of the question. Most adapt. All of them adapt the fish in one way or the other. But which of them is so essential that without it, the fish will not survive in water? The streamlined body is to allow it to swim easily inside water. That is, when swimming, the body and the friction between the body and the water will be reduced because the body is streamlined. B. Powerful tails. The tail muscle is strong and powerful to propel the fish when swimming. So it's used for swimming. D. The nostril is to smell chemicals in the water. While C. Gills is the one that is able to take oxygen from water for respiration, from which energy is given to the fish to survive. So the one that most adapt fish into water life is option C. So answer is C, gills. Example 3. Counter shading enables a fish to A. Attack its enemies. B. Scare away its enemies. C. Avoid being detected. And D. Avoid sinking. What is counter shading? If you look at fish has savory ventral side, so that any predator below the fish will see the ventral side blending with the sky because it's savory. Then the dorsal part, that is the back, is dark, so that enemies or the predator that is looking at the fish from the top, the fish will blend with the floor of the water. of the floor of the water, so it will not be able to detect the fish. So counter shading actually is to avoid being detected. So C is the answer. Now, why others are not correct is this: you cannot use color of the body to attack enemy. Can't use it to scare away enemy. But this particular one is not to scare away enemy, but to avoid being detected. Then it is not swim bladder that is needed for sinking or buoyancy. So the answer, as I said, is C. Example 4. What does fishes use nursery for? They are used for A, breathing, B, smelling, C, breathing and smelling, D, blowing air. Fish only uses its nostrils for smelling. So answer is B. Question 5. Which of these statements is true of all fishes? They A, possess inner ear, B, possess paired fins, C, possess opercula, and D, do not possess lungs. We are looking for a statement that is true of all fishes. Let's look at B. Shark has no paired fins, that is pelvic and pectoral fins. Anal fins, we don't have that in shark, and shark is a fish. And shark represents the cartilaginous fishes. C. Possession of opercula. Only bony fish has opercula, like catfish, the tilapia, and so on. Can't see, if you look at shark, you can only find gill slits by the side where the opercula is supposed to be. So not all fishes have opercula. They do not possess lungs. In other words, no fish possess lungs, but we have lung fish, like the moss keeper. They are fish, and they can come out of the water and go back to the water. So there are some fish that have lungs. So we are left with option A. We say that all fish or all fishes possess inner ear. Their ear is inside, we cannot see them. So answer is A.